is 3:01, and council is called now to reconvene the recess meeting of 2/7/2022. Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts.
Here.
Mr. Gates.
Here.
Mr. Martin.
Here.
Mr. McLaughlin. Mr. Robb.
Here.
Would you please read the legislation?
Resolution number 6, 2022, authorizing the mayor as director of public safety to purchase 2 new police cruisers at state bidding from Montrose Ford LLC, DBA Montrose Ford.
Move the resolution be taken up to pass.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Gates and a second by Mr. Martin. You have a recorder on that.
I do this.
Okay, second by Mr. Martin. For the passage of resolution number 6, 2022. Discussion. Mr. Gates.
Mayor, I don't know if the chief has anything he wishes to add.
Sure, real quick, I don't want to belabor this, but I have to wait for an updated quote. There are 2 items that we added to this. We've gone over this quote. The only thing that we're adding is $50 per vehicle for delivery charge. It's going to cost me more overtime and personnel to go to Akron and pick up 2 cars than it is for them to deliver. And the other one is a rear console plate that creates a second row channel for wiring, and that is $40 each. So the total for each car is $35,939.
Again, please.
$35,939. And I think we were somewhere in our estimation at about, was it 38 or 39,000 per vehicle?
38.
So we're under that.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion? I know we had quite a presentation on Monday, so first of all, know what's going on here. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts.
Yay.
Mr. Gates.
Yay.
Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin. Yay. Mr. Robb.
Yay.
Resolution number 6, 2022 passes. Mr. Gates.
Mayor, I move council adjourn.
We have a motion by Mr. Gates and a second by Mr. McLaughlin for adjournment. Roll call, please. Mr.
I'm sorry, I just noticed this. Did this need to be by emergency?
Chief?
It would. I had that conversation with Maria. I thought it was understood, but I haven't read through.
A point of order, if we have a motion on the floor to adjourn, it's non-debatable. If people wish to debate something else, we need to defeat this motion. And someone in the majority can make a motion to reconsider the resolution.
Makes sense, okay. So the motion to adjourn is by Mr. Gates and a second by Mr. McLaughlin. So to reconsider, you know what to do. Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts. Nay. Mr. Gates.
Nay.
Mr. Martin.
Nay.
Mr. McLaughlin. Nay. Mr. Robb.
Yay.
Motion to adjourn is defeated, it fails. Mr. Martin.
I move to reconsider resolution number 6, 2022.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Martin and a second by Mr. Gates to reconsider resolution number 6, 2022. Discussion? Mr. Martin.
All right, so we do need to make this an emergency.
If you're asking my opinion, I would have thought that that was understood, but that's my fault for not communicating that directly to the law director. And I would assume that in order for us to make it an emergency, otherwise it would have to pass 3 readings, wait 30 days, and we don't have it.
A 30-day, Mr. Gates.
Yeah, the resolutions only need to be read once, but again, a regular resolution takes 30 days to go into effect. And that's what we have here, is a regular resolution.
Mr. Martin.
I move to amend.
Well, you want to go to reconsider first?
We already reconsidered.
Or we didn't take a vote on it yet? So the motion to reconsider is on the floor. Any further discussion? All right, for a motion to reconsider, roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts. Yay. Mr. Gates.
Yay.
Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin. Mr. Robb.
Motion to reconsider passes. Mr. Martin.
Move to amend resolution number 6, 2022 to make it an emergency. I believe we'll have to add that verbiage to the title. make it,
And declaring an emergency.
and declaring an emergency. And then we have to change the, be it resolved. I don't have it. So we're moving by unanimous consent, and making an emergency to the front, and then I'll let someone else take the wheel.
Okay, so far, in declaring an emergency on the header, and Mr. Gates can take it from there. We'll all work together on this.
On the enacting clause, it would need to say, then also, to include as unanimous consent, we're putting in declaring an emergency in the title. In the enacting clause, changing it so that it reads, after Shelby, Ohio, a 2/3, and then a parenthetical, the numbers 2/3 majority elected thereto concurring. And to amend section 3 to read that this resolution is hereby deemed to be an emergency and therefore shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage approval by the mayor and the earliest period allowed by law.
Just by unanimous consent. Hearing then those amendments by unanimous consent, in the header, after the word "for," removing the period and declaring an emergency, period. And then the enacting clause, after Ohio, comma, 2/3 majority elected thereto, and then concurring, and then the new section 3 is read by Mr. Gates for the emergency nature. Is that pretty clear what we're voting on? Well, actually, those by unanimous consent. Are there any objections or any additions to those? I think that does the job, correct, what we're trying to do. All clear on that? Emergency nature then at this point? Okay, so resolution number 6, 2022 being amended by those unanimous consent measures, ready for a vote on resolution number 6, 2002 as has been amended by unanimous consent, correct? That's where we're at. Okay, we will vote accordingly then. Roll call please, Mr. Cron.
Mr. Roberts.
Yay.
Mr. Gates.
Yay.
Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Yay.
Mr. Rob.
Yay.
Amended resolution number 6, 2022 passes. Mr. Gates.
Mayor, I again move to adjourn.
Second.
We have another motion for adjournment by Mr. Gates and seconded by Mr. Martin. Roll call please.
Mr. Roberts.
Yay.
Mr. Gates.
Yay.
Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Yay.
Mr. Rob.
Yay.
This meeting is adjourned at 10 p.m.
Mr. Martin
Thank
gets
you,
the email
all of you,
award
very much.
tonight.
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
He's what?
I was like,
Yeah, no, I know he is.
there's no emergency.
I got chastised for quite some time and told that your department, to me, your department.
Hey, good
does
job,
nothing.
everybody. It was a little crazy. I got the job. That was a, got the skin today. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And I know I was out of order talking about it, but I had to pay attention to, or else everyone would just like, yay,
Stop
yay,
the
yay,
train, stop the train.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you for coming and doing this. and helping. I know it's an inconvenience for everybody, and so, but I thank you. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, what happened about.
I don't like it.
That happened, it would have been very embarrassing.